The following is a hockey podcast out of Vancouver and Surrey, British Columbia. It'll only consist of a lot of puck talk and even more BS, or in actual words, banter and satire. Enjoy, and as always, go Canucks go.
Now, I don't want to trade Niels Höglander, Tom Willander, Jonathan Lekarmaki, and a first-round pick. You know what? I'm down to trade the first-round pick.
And Kevin Lankinen.
What? Where am I going with this? Why am I hearing two things? Let's just get in.
You're Locked On Canucks, your daily podcast on the Vancouver Canucks, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome to another episode of Locked On Canucks. My name is Trevor Beggs, co-host of Locked On Canucks, and also a Canucks writer currently with the Daily Hive Vancouver. Before we get into the episode, we got to thank you for tuning into Locked On Canucks, because it is your Canucks every damn day. We're part of that Locked On Podcast Network. They're doing the most for sports fans across the world. And for our show, if you haven't done so already, what are you waiting for? Make sure you go subscribe and like this video on YouTube, and on the podcast side, go follow us and leave a 5-star review, because we're not here without you, and we're also not here without the sponsors. And today's episode is brought to you by FanDuel. So you can start the season with a big return on FanDuel. New customers can place a $5 bet, and you'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. Visit FanDuel.com to get started. Man, oh man, the Canucks picked up points in 7 of their first 8 games, but the bar is high in Vancouver, and not many are satisfied with the start. Because, Kyle, yesterday we talked about how the Canucks need to trade for a defenseman ASAP. And, it's going off the report that Alvin and Rutherford want to do so, the history that they want to do so. And today we're talking about the only logical Canucks trade piece is it Kevin Lankinen? Kyle. Anyways, we'll get into that and more. Whether the Canucks should deal a forward or a goaltender, a defenseman, what are they going to do? All that and more coming up. We'll also talk a little Devils and Canucks. Before we do all of that, let me introduce my co-host, Kyle Bowen. How's it going, brother?
I'm doing good. Okay, some technical difficulties off the top, okay? I heard some playback. Straight up, because I was watching this video on YouTube, too, at the same time, man. Waiting for this episode to drop. Because I'm excited. One love to you and you and you and you. Tune in on YouTube Live. Hey, one love to you and you and you and you and you and you on the podcast side of things, too. Listening more than ever. We truly do appreciate it. And man, oh man, I'm sorry. Beggsy, I'm sorry. As a Canucks fan, how am I somebody who's come to this place already trading Kevin Lankinen? And again, it's because I don't want to trade Höglander. I don't want to trade Tom Willander. I don't want to trade Jonathan Lekarmaki. Not right now. Not when the Canucks have only been good for 13 months. Not after they just gave up first-round picks and draft picks last year. You know what I'm saying? Let's slow things down, and let's just use proper asset management, okay? Let's say Kevin Lankinen is one of the best goalies per start in the league going into like January and February. Let's say Thatcher Demko gets a little healthy, right? More healthy than we think he is. He starts playing games in, let's say, in late November. Let's say he's pretty good, looking pretty good too. Let's say Silovs, who gets to start tonight against the Devils, prior to Demko coming back, it also returns to form. Let's not forget, he looked really good in Tampa Bay. I'll use that word again, really good. You know what I'm saying? Does that not mean Kevin Lankinen, who is a UFA, who's not making a lot of money, who also, again, maybe one of the better goalies in the league, becomes a trade piece? Beggsy, am I stupid or am I dumb?
I think we're both idiots, but that's beside the point. Look, I think when you think about trading Kevin Lankinen, I think it's a smart strategy, because people often get tied to the players that are playing really well, like, oh, don't trade this guy and all that. And Niels Höglander has one bad game, and I'm sure some fans are like, I wonder about trading Niels Höglander. But look, with the Canucks, the big thing to know about the Canucks right now is that they have too many goaltenders and they have too many forwards. So something's got to give by the trade deadline. One of those pieces, if not multiple pieces, is going to go net them that top 4 defenseman. And no, I'm just spitballing right now, but I look at a team like the Colorado Avalanche, who have all the makings of being a Stanley Cup contender, but they don't have the goaltending right now. And could that be a team where, I don't know if it's a Sam Girard. I know they'd be low to give up Josh Manson, but could one of those guys become available if you're trading a package with like a high pick and a Kevin Lankinen, because they need the help in net. And Kyle, maybe you'll go even darker. What about Thatcher Demko? What if Thatcher Demko comes back and looks solid? Is he potentially a trade chip for the Canucks, or is Demko still hanging around in Vancouver? I'm just asking the question, man. Give me your thoughts.
I know. You're just asking the question, but based on all the work that Demko would put in to get back into that situation, based on Thatcher Demko also being the longest tenured Canuck, based on him getting injured in the playoffs, there's so much of a story there for him to do this in the blue and green and the black, yellow, and red. You know what I'm saying? To be a Canuck until this contract runs out, to give him a stab at being the backbone for this core. That matters. Again, for this core, that dressing room, they want Demko to be a part of this, okay? They're not going to rip him out of this dressing room. It makes sense. I know the logic is somewhat there, but they cannot do that, and they can't do that with Silovs either, because he pretty much is the future plan, right? He's cost-friendly too. Kevin Lankinen, again, I'm assuming that he's going to be able to continue this pace and put at least bare minimum, whether it be with us or two teams combined this year, 40 to 45 quality starts, and his numbers are going to look really good, and he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid. It is what it is. Now, I don't know if a trade involving Lankinen is directly associated with a defenseman if it's not for a third team. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, can the Canucks get a second-round pick or a first-round pick for Kevin Lankinen? If, again, he has 25 quality starts prior to when he gets traded, and then you can use that piece to avoid having to throw in a Niels Höglander in a deal to, help get you a top 4 defenseman.
It just so seldom happens, right? We so seldomly see goalies traded at the deadline, but there is some precedence based on what happened last season. And the big trade last season in terms of a veteran goaltender that got dealt at the deadline was Jake Allen, going from who again we're going to see potentially in Vancouver tonight. Obviously, it could be Markstrom starting, but Jake Allen got dealt from the Canadiens to the Devils it was a conditional second. Ended up, it could be a third round pick though. It'll likely be a third round pick. Actually, Allen will have to play 40 or more games in 2024, 2025 if it's going to be a second. So let's call it a third round pick for Jake Allen. Kevin Lankinen, some better numbers than Jake Allen, obviously, but I think, Kyle, you mentioned a first or a second. I think even if Lankinen's tearing it up, you're likely getting a second round pick, I think, max for Kevin Lankinen, unless the team is really desperate. But I think that trade would be unprecedented. Like, what team has given up a first round pick for a career backup who has gotten hot? It just doesn't happen.
But a career backup who also has some of the fancy stats backing him up. Like, I feel as if there's prior to him being in Vancouver, there's at least like a 50 game sample size that could predict that this guy, as Kevin Woodley alluded to, could pop, could be that guy. Could a desperate team do it? I don't know. Again, I know recently he's allowed, quote unquote, a lot of goals, right? I think it's like 3-3, 4-4, or 3-4-3, whatever the number is. He's allowed 3 or 4 goals over the last 4 starts, right? That being said, there's just this aura about him right now on the ice. And, maybe if I watched some of the film last year of him in Nashville, there'd be the same thing. That just tells me that he has the potential to be like a top 15, top 10 goaltender. He just hasn't really gotten the look, the chance. You touched on this too, right? Like, UC Soros is the most started goaltender over the last handful of years. Well, especially when Kevin Lankinen was there, didn't really even get a chance to hit like that 30 to 40 game start mark. But something tells me that this guy got it. And remember, Trevor Beggs, what does he do? He reads books. Who else reads books? Quinn Hughes, do the math. I was about to swear there. Mother effers, mother knuckers who read books. I don't know, man. I feel as if they're unstoppable, man. It's a hack.
Yeah, I still want to know. I want to get back in that dressing room and figure out if Lankinen and Hughes have formed the book club together yet. But I don't know, man. I think Kiefer Sherwood, Quinn Hughes' favorite Canuck. I think Kevin Lankinen might be his second favorite Canuck, and that might play into the potential negotiations. I mean, Quinn Hughes, all about the former Nashville Predators. Speaking of which, they got a couple candidates in terms of defensemen as well. Maybe the Nashville Predators decide they want Kevin Lankinen back and give up like an Alex Carrier, Dante Fabro.
How about the Maple Leafs? How about the Maple Leafs? Maybe. Okay, I feel as if any team across the league, if they see Kevin Lankinen play 30 starts this year and he's almost Vezina-like, I think 70% of the league who, I guess I'm talking about those teams that don't have a 1B. All of those teams would be interested in Kevin Lankinen because he doesn't cost a lot. He's as far as the cap hit goes, right? He's available to everyone. And then, just having one of those guys in net as an option is just, again, it's a way to win at least one playoff game if he's on. He keeps you in games. He doesn't break. He's athletic. He's making highlight reel save after highlight reel save. There's a player here. So I think he's just, again, if he is an asset available to trade, I think he's like the teams that could be interested in him, like the 18 teams, 19 teams, like fighting for a playoff spot, or just like maybe gonna be in the dance out of the 16. Like they'd be interested in pulling a trade like this off.
So you're saying the only logical trade piece on the Canucks is Kevin Lankinen, eh, Kyle?
Dude, I don't want to trade Höglander, man. After just, now there's all this talk about like him. Is he a top 6 player? All this stuff. The guy's 23 years old. He's still got so much room to grow. I think he plays the game the right way. Speaking of which, I think Rick Tocchet, he just pushes the panic button when it comes to his blender way too early. Like that line of Garland and Höglander and Pettersson, to me, played like 3 pretty good games in a row. Maybe they had like one bad period, and what, you played the Carolina Hurricanes, and after 2 bad periods, you're gonna promote Archie Bains. I just think that like he doesn't get a fair look. He hasn't gotten his fair look here yet. Like, you got to keep him on you got to keep him there with Garland. They got some chemistry. All in all, I just don't want to trade Höglander. I think he's a player, man. I really do. I think he's an outlier type of player too. I think his potential, I wouldn't say it's limitless, but we're still going to see more. And just the type of player he has with the snarl allows me to believe again that you kind of want a guy like this on your team. Oh, I can't hear you. Your mic's unplugged. Your mic's unplugged.
My bad. Crime baby in the background. Thank you, Kyle. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of trading Nils Höglander either. But if it does net you that, maybe quasi top pairing or at least your number 3 defenseman, I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying I'm open to it. Kyle, on the other side, I do want to talk about, because you talk about one logical trade piece for the Canucks. Let's have a debate on the other side about another trade piece I think might be logical for your Vancouver Canucks. Let's go at it, Beggsy and Bowen on the other side after we shout out our friends over at PrizePicks. All right, you know the deal. If you're playing daily fantasy sports, the best place to get real money for sports action is PrizePicks. With over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings, PrizePicks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You just got to pick more or less on at least 2 players for shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on PrizePicks, okay? And when you're playing on PrizePicks, they put their members first. So all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Hey, PrizePicks, I withdraw fast just like you, okay? Got to do it. And when my picks hit, I can get my money in as quick as 15 minutes. So sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Do you think that JT Miller will get more than a goal in the next week? Will Quinn Hughes get more than 2 points? Cook up your hot takes with friends and win real money this hockey season when you and your crew run your game on PrizePicks, okay? So go download the PrizePicks app today and use code LOCKEDONNHL to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks. One love to you and you, and you and you, and you and you. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button if you're watching this on the YouTube side. The holidays, man, it's coming up. The Wally around the corner too, man. Straight up. I also got my little cousin's birthday tomorrow too, man. The like button, a hit of that could go the right way, okay? Straight up. Anyways, Trevor and I, being, I wouldn't say irrational, but being crazy maybe, because here we are one day potentially trading Nils Höglander, now we're trading Kevin Lankinen. Like, who are we trading tomorrow? Brock Buster? Another UFA? What's going on here?
Kyle, let's talk about who we're trading today, and let's get into it. You're saying that we should trade Kevin Lankinen, and I'm thinking maybe it's Archer Silovs. Let's get into it.
What's going on, man?
All right, Beggsy versus Bound. Okay, hit us up in the comments after this debate here. But here's what I'm thinking, right? Kevin Lankinen, obviously he's been stellar to start his Canucks career, but he's been stellar at a number of levels winning the World Hockey Championships, all right? Looking good when he came to the NHL and in Finland, putting up those top numbers. But this guy, he looks locked in. He looks dialed in. And I don't think the numbers, because the numbers have actually dropped for Kevin Lankinen, Kyle, like you've alluded to. He's been better than the numbers. He made so many unreal saves against the Carolina Hurricanes in that last game. And I'm starting to wonder if the Canucks and maybe this fan base has overvalued Archer Shilovs a bit based on what he did in the 2024 playoffs. Okay. And hear me out quickly, because in the AHL last year, he had the exact same save percentage, more or less, as Nikita Tolopilo. He looked, quite honestly, average in a number of those games. His NHL career, he's gone off to a good start, but his numbers are also kind of average. So I'm starting to wonder if Archer Shilovs is the younger piece. Teams might value that in terms of adding to their goaltending pipeline. I'm starting to wonder if Archer Shilovs might be the better trade candidate than Kevin Lankinen.
Oh, man. To take it a step further, I think you're saying, I wonder if he's someone you'd rather give up than Niels Höglander. You know what I'm saying? But come on, play the music. Latvia. Okay, Latvia. I'm Latvian. I'm the only Latvian Hindu out here. The only Latvian Findu. Come on, man. Archer Shilovs. Do I have to say it again? Straight up. Can we just all go home early from work and just watch that Tampa Bay game again? And just watch all the saves Shilovs made? Like, he was good. He's only had 2 starts this year, and in his first start, he was really bad. But in his second start, he was really good. Recency bias, lean on that. Shilovs is still really good. If you want to critique Shilovs, right, and you want to throw it even back to the Oilers series and look at his save percentage and his goals against and be like, okay, well, the box stats aren't telling me that Shilovs is that guy. Bro, you just used the eye test in your debate with Lankinen, right? When you brought up what he's allowed over the last 4 games, you got to use your eye test too when it comes to Shilovs. This guy's good. He's cold-blooded. He's young. Team-friendly too, right? Again, Demko, his contract ends next year, at the end of next year. We want the best for the Canucks, right? That means Demko comes back and he kills it. He rips it up. He's a Team USA. He's that good, which means he's going to get paid a lot more. But you don't want to go long-term with Demko anymore, okay? I think that ship has sailed. It really has. Shilovs has to be a part of the future. And we talked about Kevin Lankinen. Like, guy's UFA. He's going to cost a lot of money. You know who else is going to cost a lot of money? Brock Besser. There's no way Kevin Lankinen is a long-term fix for the Canucks, man. I can't see that. If he's a long-term fix, then Demko's gone this season. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, can you pay Oliver Ekman-Larsson, Kevin Lankinen, and Brock Besser going into next season? No, you can't. That is impossible. Kevin Lankinen is an asset, not a long-term Canuck.
Yeah, I think there's some validity to that argument. And Archer Shilovs is a team-friendly deal for 1 more season. I also think that's why he might have more value on the trade market, right? Because he's a younger piece. He's proved that he could do it at a number of different levels. The team-friendly deal for 1 more season certainly helps. And again, you're going to have a goaltending backlog if Demko comes back and looks like he's that guy. And the other thing, too, is, again, we got all hyped up about Shilovs based on what he did in the playoffs. Nikita Tolopilo down in Abbotsford has posted the exact same numbers as Archer Shilovs last season, and he's off to a good start this season as well. So is Archer Shilovs the start of the future, or is he just another version of Nikita Tolopilo? I think it's a fair question at this point.
You think it's a fair question? This guy's a Latvian hero, dude. A Latvian hero, World Hockey Championship MVP. Was he that? I don't know. Okay, bronze medal winner, blah, blah, blah. Guy's got it, man. I'm not saying Tolopilo doesn't, but I think Shilovs, again, it's been a short sample size, but I just think that this guy has an opportunity to be really good. Now, we got to touch on this, right? Zarfi is saying he's got to work on his shots from the point. Yeah, of course he does, man. We all got something to work on. Zarfi, what do you have to work on in your life? You want to be accountable? You want to tell another man what to do with his life? What are you going to do with your life to get better? Okay, we're all young. We can get better. Let's believe Shilovs can get better. That being said, I think he has the attributes, in and around the crease, how he's moving, how we've seen the puck close to him, how athletic he is, the highlight reel saves he makes. Like, there's a base there where I'm like, yo, this guy's good. And again, cold-blooded, has played in some pressure situations, whether it be in Latvia or in Vancouver. He is somebody that you gotta hold on to, okay? Straight up, you gotta hold on to, okay? Kevin Lankinen is an asset, bro. Look at you, man. That's how loyal you are. Hey, you know what? This is why, insider information right here. This is why, and knock on wood, this is why I never call in sick, because I don't know when Trevor's going to replace me. Unreal, dude.
Oh, come on. It's on Locked On Canucks. So I think that even the viewers know that Kyle Bowen doing 85% of the work. If anything, I'm the one getting canned based on the takes. I mean, a little Begsy versus Bowen there. Look, I'm just saying that we've all been on the Silovs train for a while, and I think this guy could be a trade piece. That's all I'm saying. Again, let us know in the comments. Elston Gunn saying 100% we overhyped Silovs. He pretty much lost as that Oilers series. Team played electric in front of him. Made some timely saves, but our D was elite.
Elston, dude. Come on. Power play lost us that series too, man. You know what I'm saying? Come on. Evan Bouchard outplaying Quinn Hughes offensively. That lost us the series too, you know? Pedersen lost us the series. Tyler Myers going shift to shift against Connor McDavid. That lost us the series too, okay? Come on, bro. Yeah, watch Game 7 again.
Elias Pettersson not going. Elias Pettersson playing with Ilya Mikheyev in Game 7. That also lost us the series. Look, I think there's a balance between what Elston's saying and what the majority of Canuck fans think. And that is that, Silovs is good. He's got potential. But I don't think he's still a flawed player. He's still a good young asset. And, this team needs a defenseman. And we're not talking about winning the Stanley Cup 2 years, 3 years from now. I think we're talking about winning the Stanley Cup this year.
Man.
So in that regard, I think Artur Silovs could be the guy to trade.
But Trevor, do the math for me. You trade Silovs, and what if you're not? What if you're not allowed to bring Lankinen back, and then you got Demko, who's coming back from injury. You don't know his long-term history. You don't know what's gonna happen. Well, nobody knows the long-term history, but you don't know what the future's gonna hold. He's gonna be 29, 30 years old. He's gonna cost a lot of money. I'm just looking at the books, and then I'm looking at who makes this the most complicated? It's Brock Besser, because he's actually really good at hockey. The Canucks are not going to be a better hockey team next year if they don't bring Brock Besser back. That sounds like the obvious, but considering that he's turning himself into an $8 to $9 million player is oh, damn, that's a lot of money. Straight up at his age, that's what they like to say, right? He's making things a little complicated, and I can't see us make that much of a commitment to Lankinen, whether we sign him or not, but to the point where we're giving up on Silovs and just do the math. So anyways, look at what Mother Nucker is saying. Mother Nucker is saying Kyle Bowen is out here sounding like Jerry Jones when Trevor Beggs points out the obvious. Oh, is that prejudice? Is that race? What is Jerry Jones? Man, oh man. My name's Kyle Bowen, and I approve of this message. Trevor, who we shouting out?
All right, let's wrap up the show on the other side. Maybe a quick Devils Canucks preview and get to more of your comments about who should the Canucks trade between Silovs and Lankinen. That's coming up after we shouted our friends over at FanDuel. All right. Get ready to tackle the NFL action with FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. The FanDuel Sportsbook app gives you everything you need to place live bets on the NFL, all in one place. So when you get a hunch in the middle of the game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. Just visit FanDuel.com to join today. You'll get started with $150 in bonus bets if you win your first $5 bet. That's FanDuel.com. Never waste a hunch. Never waste a what? Never waste a hunch. And make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL.
People, we back doing this, and that's talking about your Vancouver Canucks or former Vancouver Canucks, the way we're doing this, man. Holy. Trevor, you and I both need to play NHL 25, okay? We need to hit the GM mode and just bust the nut. I mean, we need to just get it off our chest, okay? For real. You know what I'm saying? Because this is getting aggressive, man. It's game 8, Trevor. You got a family. And I got dreams. I got taxes. We can't be doing this, bro. We can't be doing this. Game 8, we trading everyone. Can't we just talk about the game tonight? Can't we just talk about Silovs starting against the high-powered New Jersey Devils? Chime in on that, because I don't think that's a story. I think it's an opportunity for not only Silovs, but for the fan base to realize that, Silovs is still that guy. Like, well, come on, guys. We're not going to be loyal to Silovs. You know, he did Mission Impossible last year. Don't underestimate what he did for the Canucks last year during that 2-week stretch. Come on, man.
Yeah, Archer Silovs. I mean, I'm curious to see if he does get the start tonight. I'm trying to.
He does. It's confirmed, buddy. Come on, dude. Come on, man. We got it.
Yeah, sorry, man. Outside of Locked On Canucks, what am I wiping ass and dealing with money? But yeah, so I mean, Archer Silovs. It's been a while since he started. Right, it was that Game 3 loss this season against the Tampa Bay Lightning. So over a week ago, I feel like it's almost
longer.
2 weeks. 2 weeks, right?
2 weeks. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Unbelievable. Time flies when you're not sleeping, man. Unbelievable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Again, Archer Silovs. This is gonna be a tough one for him tonight because you got the New Jersey Devils, and look, this happened. I was at this game last year when the Devils won 6-5, broke the Canucks' hearts with I can't remember who scored in the last minute of the game there. But yeah, that was a high flying offensive showcase, and I expect the same tonight. To be honest, the Devils are scoring a lot and they're giving up a lot. Jacob Markstrom and Jake Allen have both sucked so far this season. I know it's early days, early returns. But Nico Hischier leading the NHL with 9 goals. Jack Hughes doing his thing. So I expect this to be another offensive showdown. Archer Silovs is going to have to make some big saves tonight if the Canucks are going to win this one.
Yeah, if you remember that game, that was the game where the Canucks came back from a 3-goal deficit. I think it might have been in the third period, or like they started that comeback in the late second. I think it was Jasper Bratt who scored with like 30 seconds left after Höglander. I think it was Höglander who tied it.
Höglander had a game. Yeah, I think he tied it. He had a couple goals in that game.
There you go, dude.
It was one of his first games up in the top 6. Actually, I think he ended up playing with Pettersson in that game.
No, I think he played with Miller and Besser that day. If I'm right, I don't know. I know he was on the ice with one of those guys when he scored the tying goal, because I don't remember a lot, but I remember Canucks goals. Okay, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that was the last game I went to live. I was a beer drinking fan in that contest, so my memory could be a little foggy.
That's the life, man. Look, I think tonight's gonna be a fun game. I think Silovs has to be like Lankinen good. I don't need him to do the impossible and get a shutout here. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be hard to do. The Canucks defense still learning how to play defense collectively. Myers and Susie getting out of a cold streak. It's going to be hard to just like warm up against the New Jersey Devils. Straight up, that is just the truth. That being said, Silovs does the most to keep us in the game. Again, he gives us that Lankinen-like performance. He doesn't break, and the Canucks once again get an opportunity to outscore their problems. That's what it's going to take. It's New Jersey Devils. It is what it is. Expect a 4-3 game. Expect a 5-4 game. And I think the Canucks win. I think they pull it out, and they need to pull it out, man. Dude, tickets are expensive, man. We can't start the season and going into 2025 1-4 at home ice, or whatever, 1-3 at home ice. Come on, man. What would the record be? That's the math, right? Come on, man. We can't win a damn game on home ice tonight. Please. Do it for the people, make the city happy, score some goals, and Silovs, again, remind Trevor Beggs who he is. Trevor, man, you got to stay more loyal, man. You're pissing me off today, buddy. You're pissing me off, buddy. Come on,
yeah,
man.
It's interesting. I'm just reading through the comments right now, and there's actually quite a bit of support for trading Archers over Kevin Lankinen right now. I'm kind of surprised by that. I thought I had the hotter take between the two. But it just shows you, I think there's a lot of confidence in Kevin Lankinen and what he's doing right now. And the Stanley Cup matters, man. The Stanley Cup matters. I think you know what you have in Kevin Lankinen more than what you know in Archer Silovs, but sometimes it's also a dangerous game when you trade away the younger player. But that, again, this year is about the cup for your Vancouver Canucks.
Look at this comment. Oh, sorry to cut you off. You're kind of lagging there. No, you go first. I was going to jump into this comment. Say what you got to say, Beggsy.
No, I was going to say, again, not a lot of love for Silovs in the comments, and Sound for Soul saying scheduled loss if Silovs starts not strong enough between a weaker defense. And look,
my goodness, man. Who made that comment? Who made that comment? What's his name? Sound for Soul. Bro, Sound for Soul, I hope this is what you're doing tonight, okay? I hope that you go to bed at 7:30 tonight. And you don't stay up till 7:40, watch puck drop. You saying this right now, man. Scheduled loss? Rick Tockett's scheduled loss? Yeah, let's put Silovs in the net, man. Let's give Lankinen a rest. We might lose. Dude, what are you doing, bro? It's not 2022, man. Go to bed at 7:30 tonight, man. Oh no.
Oh, geez. It's again, it's a fickle market, right? And I think if Silovs has a strong performance, maybe we're all changing our team, or maybe it's helping
Bro,
increase his
he
trade
played
value.
he played good against Tampa Bay. What are people talking about? Oh, that second goal was bad. Like against Braden Point, that slap shot from 2 weeks ago. Bro, that was a bad goal. It's Braden Point. It's Braden Point, one-timer. Sometimes I'm crazy. I know. But believe in Silovs, man, just a bit longer than one bad start. You got to come on, man. What's going on here with the people, man? Unreal, dude. I had this other comment from Coochie Coo. Is that a bad word? Coochie Coo?
Nope.
Can we say that? Okay,
Oh,
Kevin
yeah, for sure.
would be our best tradable piece for teams suffering the most with their goaltenders, but we are also, one of those teams, I'm paraphrasing now, that could be suffering from our goaltenders, considering that Demko has an injury history, okay? There's no faith in him being available. And yeah, we barely touched on that. And I know that's like the elephant in the room, right? That's the Canadian saying. You never know what's gonna happen with Demko, even if he has a solid December, January, February, right? You don't know. But I wonder, based on again the lack of trade assets this team has. I mean, they do have them, but you really want to just in like month 16, like give up on all your assets. You know what I'm saying? Like what? They're gonna trade one of Willander, like Karamaki? Like, and are you serious? This is the year to do. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in that. We already tried that last year. We gave up so many assets last year. It's all good. Try to do so by just letting go of like your UFAs if need be. And I just think that Lankinen could be like this gift, not only for the team acquiring him, but for us. Like we try to sign this guy late in the year and we can get a second round pick from him or something. And then we can kind of leverage that into avoiding having to, I don't know, possibly give up too much to fix a short term need. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm stressed out about the Vancouver Canucks, right? No, Trevor, let's be honest, bro. We're in year 2 of the Canucks being really good, and look at what we're talking about. Like, we're talking about Susie Myers, Vincent Darnay, and Brandstrom. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are 4 regular Canucks, or Noah Juulsen's one of them, or Forbert's one of them. That's a lot of fixing. The only one coming up is Tom Willander. And even then, there's a 50% chance that he's an AHL defenseman right away. So that's a lot of fixing. Like, I want the Canucks to win the cup. I really do. ASAP. Why not do so? But a big trade right now, after going all in for Lindholm last year, I just think that, like, you got to pump the brakes a bit.
Yeah. I think you make some points there. And, again, the Canucks defense still a work in progress, and they're going to have to figure it out with the guys they have here. Because like you alluded to, Kyle, other than Tom Willander, there's not too much coming in the pipeline. Although, Kirill Kudryavtsev, hey, did score his first goal in the AHL yesterday. Okay. Elias Pettersson, DPD 2.0, playing on the first pairing down in Abbey with Jet Wu. So there are some guys, but again, we're talking about the Stanley Cup mattering this season. And in terms of this season, there's not much here. So they better figure out with what's in-house. I want to give one of the last comments to Red Risotto here. Again, he's on your side, Kyle. I think he's saying Silovs actually stopped shots using his body, not post and bar. And I think he's alluded to the fact that Kevin Lankinen, quite a few shots have gone off the post or off the bar in the time that he's been in the Canucks crease. And, he's been good, don't get me wrong, but I think that's contributed to the fact that he is 4-0-2 right now. Goalies take time. They sure do, Kyle. Just like it takes time for us to develop some sexy takes here on Locked On Canucks, man. So you said Canucks going to win 4-3 tonight. I'm going to say that the Canucks also win in overtime, okay? So many games going to overtime right now. I'm going to say that Quinn Hughes with the winner in overtime. Come on, man. Give me the juicy storyline. 5-4 Canucks in OT.
You know what we could have done today, honestly? The more appropriate episode today, the nicer episode, instead of all this assuming and trading players, right? We could have just done Quinn Hughes is the best Hughes brother. Easily. That's the title. And he's going to prove it tonight. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. The Discord, okay? We're almost at 100 Discord members. That makes this group chat one of the most fun places to be if you're a Canucks fan sitting on the toilet and you want to talk Canucks while you're on the toilet, okay? Or you want to wake up in the morning and not text your girlfriend, but, text the Canucks group chat, because We are all addicted to the Canucks. Hit the links in the bio. I did some writing yesterday. I talked about Vincent Desharnais and some packages that somebody in the Discord created via Niels Höglander in a first-round pick or a draft pick going the other way, okay? We played some NHL 25 down below. Hit those links. Again, if you're watching this right now, smash the like button, okay? I think that's what the kids say, right? Smash the good old like button, man. Smash it, bro. Give this video 5,000 likes and Trevor will rip off his nipples. Trevor, sign us out.
There we go. That's why when I'm pooping, I got to make sure that I'm on the Discord and not watching. But that's the way it goes. Hey, shout out to the everydayers, the occasional listeners, the first-time listeners, the new subscribers, and those of you who join us on the live show on YouTube. Whenever you're listening, wherever you're listening, we appreciate the hell out of you for tuning in to Locked On Canucks. Kyle, you've been killing it with the post-game shows. Who knows? I'm not on Daily Hive duty tonight, so I may join you once again.
Okay.
We'll see. Come 10-ish p.m. tonight. But we will definitely be back tomorrow to talk about everything regarding your Vancouver Canucks. But for now, we got to get out of here. I'm Trevor Beggs. That guy's Cal Bound. And you've been listening to Locked On Canucks.
Peace.